And some more credits if I want to get that a bath. I quite like the look at that. Right, is it started? Hello everybody, if anybody's on. So this was one of the games I wanted to play yesterday, but it wasn't up to date. So I've got it all downloaded now. And I think the PC thing should work again now. So anyway, let's just do a race and earn some credits. I haven't played this in a while, so... trying to remember what some of the easy ones are to just get money. That's like an easy track. But I have no idea what's the performance points it recommends for this. Suggested PP 550. Alright, hype. So my Sierra Cosworth would be horribly outclassed in that. What's this? I'm trying to remember what the... There's the one of the other bits of footage I filmed with the mini freeze going on later today, so I finally got around to editing that and rendering it. Is it the Daytona one? Yeah, this is the one, because it's literally just like regular cars. Yeah, like a NASCAR one or whatever it is. I was streaming yesterday. And I did a webcam stream the other day. This isn't actually the one I'm thinking of, but whatever. I hope this is one I can actually win with this car then. Regardless, I should be able to get some, what do you call it, free credits for it so I can buy new cars. Because yeah, since the update, I think there's a lot more car tuning you can do. Which one I'll have a look into, because I've not played this in a few months. Yep, alright, little picker. Alright, Seb. If the timing's... yeah, it's getting worse, so my... I'm not going to bother with this race actually saying that, because I've just realised that my, yeah, car is horribly outmatched for that one. This wasn't the race I thought it was. Oh yeah, I should have looked at the things, the Vipers and things like that. Of course, a Sierra Cosworth wouldn't compete with those. So it's not that one. Was it Northern Isle Speedway? I think this is it, Sunday Cup. Yeah, road car, this is the one. Just going around in circles with Sierra Cosworth. Probably just don't have space for him in all honesty, because I've had like a wheel and pedals before for, I think it was the 360, and they were like one of the first things I got rid of in terms of, you know, like I didn't use them enough for the space they took up. I mean, I imagine a VR headset with wheels and pedals would be really good, but so I'd be more likely to get one PC just crash into other cars. Witness. Yeah, Sierra Cosworth does much better against sort of just modern road cars compared to actual sports cars. What's the change camera bit on that one? I quite like it, Seb. Like I said, I've not played it in a while, but I have like done all the main races when it was out for a while when I first got it. But this is the sort of game, in all honesty, I'm normally like, I don't play with all the cars actually, you know, on the more realistic handling, so I'm not playing it with like obviously the wheel. But this is the kind of game I sometimes like to play just to listen to podcasts and kind of relax while playing it. Because I more just like it for the car customization kind of thing than actually as a proper racing game. I'm pretty sure they were. They looked... is it right-hand drive in this? Yeah, it is. So it probably is, yeah. They're like one of the really cool Fords of the time, you know, where Ford made kind of like a Golf GTI style car, basically. that was easy, but again, that's an overpowered car for a race like this. Because to be honest, a lot of the Gran Turismo stuff, until you get to the really late game races, is kind of just grinding a car to get enough upgrades for it, so it's just statistically better than the AI's cars. It's only when like you're point matched to the AI's cars completely that the game's actually kind of a challenging race game, because you're quite even with the AI. Yeah, I like the big kind of plasticky looking chunky switches. When my granddad used to have a Triumph Acclaim, that had really nice interiors. Is there a way you can look at the cars, like, showroom-wise in this? There probably is, but, like, without going into a race, just kind of fly the camera around the car or whatever. Showcase, maybe? Alright, I have not loads. Yeah, it might be the garage. I'm trying to, because there's also a thing you can do to like pose the cars on this. That I think that's Scapes, if I remember right, where you can. I'll show you what Scapes is, because that's kind of a cool feature. It's just where you can like. I don't care, Oliver the cameraman. I bet you're a pervert like all the people on this. I just want to do the actual thing. I don't want to do the tutorial for drifts, but this is the thing I don't like with console games. It's like, no, we're going to shove this tutorial in your face. No, oh, so I have to fucking do it, okay. But yeah, that, because again, that was the thing, like the beginning of this game, there were so many, like, tutorials. It's like, yes, I just want to race the car. Okay, yeah, I get that. Place new car, okay, can we just go? He's going the other way, but okay. Okay, he's stood outside his car, but whatever. Okay, I have to remove my driver. Driver must be removed before we can do a thing. Can I do, what do I do? Driver. How do I kill him? Remove driver. Oh, there we go. Remove driver. Yeah. Okay, so now can I go back to camera? I just want to do this tutorial so I can go back to the normal thing of this. I don't know, Hype. It's pretty sweet, huh? No, it's not, because it's a forced tutorial and I wasn't going to do this. I was just going to have like not a nice brochure-y picture of a car where I put it, you know, on like a nice hill or something. No, I don't want to save to my library. Oh, okay, it's saved to my library, so it's wasting hard drive space. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, can I get out this tutorial now? Ah, there we go. Right, so... yeah, Salzburg's a nice place. I've been there. Let's do Salzburg, then. Ah, so there are different places in Salzburg. Is there a bit where you can see the castle? Ah, you can see the castle in the background. They've got a good armory in that castle. So, yeah, in that castle, they've got a big bit with lots of, like, swords and pole arms and World War I gas masks and stuff like that. Let's do it on the castle in the background. Okay, so... place new car. So let's get the Sierra Cosworth back out. It's done by performance points. Okay, so what was it, like 300 something? I can't remember how many. There it is. I was trying to remember how you just... ah, it's just like that. You do that to position the car. They're saying this is kind of the mode where you can look at the cars. I think, yeah, the garage is the easy way of doing it. This is just quite nice if you're like wanting to make a fake picture of your car. We'll just leave all the exposure stuff as it is. Alright, shoot. I think effects is like weather. I'll have a look again in a minute. See, this is the thing I quite like for just doing fake car photos. Because again, you can tell that's fake, but it's quite a convincing fake in a way, especially if you saw it from far away with some of these. Especially the ones where the focus of the picture is exactly right with the focus of the car, where people mess about with that enough. Save the picture before going. Yeah, we might as well, this one. Okay. Effects, so yeah, this is where I think, yeah, okay. So yeah, you can make it blue. That's just white balance though, isn't it? Try to remember how you do all like the rain and that, because that was quite a fun feature, unless you can't do it on this one. It might be only on like their pre-made 3D rendered ones you can do it. Okay, so if we go off this one, it might be like ones like this. Because if I remember right, the one where you could do things like that was just on one of these sort of things where they had a let's do the Norway one. Mum. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going to say Mamma Mia. It's Norway. Let's just do my top tier car. So can I do weather on this? How did I do the weather thing then? Unless it was on a different thing again. I know you can do the raindrops, but I thought there was a thing as well where you could have like actual like, you know, like it was raining in the sort of scene and that. My library. See, this is the first one I did. And with that one, look, I actually was able to put dirt on the Jeep or whatever it was. But yeah, you can just do things like that, which I thought was quite cool. Even though, like I said, this isn't what I buy the game to do something like that, but I just like the fact that there's a feature where you can make like fake car adverts. Right, anyway, if we close this. So yeah, let's see, garage. Was it garage? Yeah, to see this is just literally all I was on about, just a 3D render of a car spinning around, you're right. Yeah, see, this is just what I wanted. Yeah, you were saying the big chunky switches. And a cigarette lighter, an actual cigarette lighter, not the ones you have today, but a cigarette lighter that's got the metal bit on the end that you pull out to light the cigarette. Yeah, I really like the interiors of like these 80s to early 2000s cars, because my Golf GTI had a really similar one. I had that similar interior to this. But sadly, the Mark IV GTI, unless they've added it in a patch, isn't in this one. The Mark IV GTI was in one of the older Gran Turismos. I think it might have been GT5. But at least this one actually has a properly modelled thing, because that was the thing in, I think, GT5. A lot of the cars didn't have... Oh, I see. So, yeah, you can put in like a fake garage in there. Oh, that's interesting. So it looks like, are we going to use the car in a snuff film in this garage? Oh, he's driving out. I'll start drinking my cup of tea in a minute when it gets to a good temperature. Okay, so he's driving to the trucker park to pick up a prostitute in his Cosworth to take back to his torture den. Yeah, that would be good litter picker, wouldn't it? But I imagine that would be, I imagine that would be sexist or whatever, so you can't do that. Again, this looks like another industrial hellhole place where you'd murder somebody or like dump a body. Yeah, it looks like he's in a fucking Chernobyl, exclusion zone. He's running from the law very slowly. Oh, it fucking reminds me of the Frankie Boyle Knight Rider sketch back when Frankie Boyle used to do funny stuff and wasn't woke. Um, yeah, I was just more thinking of it showing you all the interior bits. So yeah, any of the cars I've got, for example, let's see if it will let me do that on all of them. So like a 1978 Firebird Pontiac. See again the big old chunky things. An actual cigarette lighter again. This one makes noises for some reason, I don't know why. The noises kind of sounded a bit more like they were meant to be on when he was doing the other video, but whatever. I'll have a look at the thing you sent me on Discord after the stream, hope. Yes, there are electric cars. They've got the high-end electric cars. Now I'm trying to remember which of the ones I've got. Isn't the VGT, I think, might be an electric car? I know this is like a weird concept car, yeah, EV, but... So again, like, this is a concept car rather than, I think, an actual real road car or whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there are electric road cars in this that are in the game. But yeah, let me have a look. Does it say anywhere on this thing? No, because the drivetrain bit doesn't say, does it? So you actually have to go into just the more details on the cars to see. Oh yeah, old Mini Cooper. You are only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Goes brum brum apparently. Right, wow, so we'll do another race again in a minute. It's just this is kind of nice looking at car porn. Oh yeah, that Golf 1. Oh, that's pretty cool. Currently, the UK, I don't think actually has the infrastructure for electric stuff properly yet. As in, individuals can get on with an electric car if they've got the money. But there's apparently going to be serious problems for the grid when more and more people are using electric cars. I really like electric cars in theory. My personal thing is, Great Soviet Union with them is, countries shouldn't adopt them until they actually have a system, like you shouldn't force people out of petrol, sort of thing. Because that's what they're trying to do in the UK, and I think they've put the date too early, as in they're not investing enough in infrastructure, power grids and, power plants, but they want everybody to have an electric car by a certain date. So what happens when people will need to charge those cars? Oh look, they've got a hippie wagon. should be able to get have the shitty Bianca or whatever it's called, Bachanka version of this with a Z on the side. I am not in the Russian vehicle. Suka. Exactly, yeah, this is the problem at the moment, is that people who get the things in their driveway and plan their trips around, you know, driving electric cars, it's not that bad. The problem is that, you know, it's not anywhere close to everybody on the road who currently has a car needing them yet. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. But again, it sounds like they've invested in the infrastructure. Because again, the UK government is the opposite of, oh, what is investment? They kind of did a good job post World War II for a while of investing in stuff, and then they've just not for like decades. Yeah, that's not bad at all, actually. One thing I'm not missing having the car in for repairs at the moment is the price of petrol. That is certainly something that's, you know, I'm not going to drive this thing. Right, Potent. So, but yeah, the sheer amount of, you know, not paying for petrol in the last, you know, I think it's quite good. Right, I was just going to use on the fast cars, wasn't I, to, let's, do this. Just seeing if it'll class this as a road car. I know it's a rally car, but they're close enough to road cars, aren't they, rally cars? So, I just want to see if I can do one of the basic circuits with it, just to do, like, the daily challenge for miles thing and all that, and generate some money so I can buy some more classic cars. What was the European circuit that was, like, the easy one? Sunday Cup 400, is it that one? Oh, this one I have to have a car from the UK, Germany, France, Italy, or Austria, and it has to be a road car. Okay. Is it saying this counts as a fucking road car? Okay. Right, here we go then. Somebody's gonna get stomped. The limiting factor at the moment is because I have baby mode on, so it's harder to crash. It's actually slowing me down constantly in this amazing car. Get out of my way. But yeah, again, the races where they don't have the performance point limits are fun, just because you can so overpower the thing by getting a high-end car that somehow fits into the race criteria. I only have to do 3 laps, that's not going to take long, is it, with this car? Although it is kind of weird having the, like, only the driver's seat bit in it. I suppose it makes sense, but, you know, if it's just meant to be like a one-person driven concept car. But yeah, it's kind of weird seeing a car which has, you know, like, what essentially is a cockpit to the side. But again, I understand why it's made like that. It's just, it looks odd seeing a car like that. There's some weird planes like that as well that have had, like, off-center cockpits that are really weird. You know, like where the cockpit's actually on, like, one of the far sides of the plane, which I imagine is really weird to fly if you've flown a plane with, you know, obviously the cockpit being absolute centre of the plane. I'm almost lapping them, look. Yeah, see, that's just stupidly easy now, doing something like that with, Clean race bonus. It wasn't a fair race, was it? I suppose I didn't ram into anybody. Let's change like to a car that's actually closer in line with what I'm meant to be using. Retry. Oh, I need to go to exit, don't I, so I can change my car. Right, change car. What have I got that's still pretty impressive, but is actually kind of, see, like, I like something like the Sirocco that's actually, you know, just like a high-end hatchback kind of thing. Or a coupe, whatever the Sirocco is, but you know what I mean. The, you know, a bit like Golfs and things like that, where it's just a nice car in terms of, I suppose it is a hatchback, actually. I'll read your comment in a minute when I don't crash, so I get a bit ahead of everybody else first. But again, this is still fairly easy, because this is still a very over-tuned car for this race. I'll do that mode so it's proper colour grading, not the weird blue tint of the windscreen. Oh shit, I looked at my phone while driving. See, this is why you don't ever do that in real life. That's why people fucking crash doing that in real life. Looking at their phone while driving. Like, oh, I'll just read a text message, oh, I hit somebody. What do you mean check for what is? The point I was making is reading people's texts while you're driving in real life. This is only on a video game, so you wouldn't actually kill anybody doing this. But, yeah, because of just how much better an electric engine is Hyper in terms of just speeding up and slowing down. That's the thing, like I said, I definitely think electric cars are the future. It's just, I don't think everybody's going to get there just yet in terms of, didn't get a clean race bonus because I went flying off the track when I read the text. Oh, never mind. Right, I have 34,000 credits. Is there anything good I can buy in the used cars thing? See, I want to get that Abarth. Just because it looks cool. 70 horsepower! Wow! That's less than my Sandero. But yeah, I know that was obviously impressive for when this car was actually a new car. What's my political compass? Mostly pretty central. Probably slightly right. Central was in libertarian, rather than... Oh, I want to go back to world map. Right, let's go back to that first map. Is it this one? Yeah. And let's see if my car from 1985 can beat a road, like a standard road car, not even a pimped up one, from, like... Well, it's not that bad actually as a stock car. I suppose it's because it weighs so little with that 70 brake horsepower engine. Because this is the thing, these old cars, they were very unsafe if you crashed in them. Oh, he's trying to ram me off the road, dirty cheating AI. Witness. I actually kind of like this car. I think if it had a load of tune nuts, it'd actually be pretty fun. The problem we have in the UK is the parties we have, which are meant to be centrist, are leftists. So we have this kind of weird thing where you either vote for people that want to steal everybody's money, and I don't mean socialist when I say that, although that's kind of a similar thing, but like the Tories of, you know, we hate the poor kind of thing, steal from the poor to give to the rich, or you can vote for left or further left parties, or like parties like the Greens, who I don't even know what they stand for. Like, I know they're meant to be about environmental stuff, but I don't think they actually have any sensible policies. And then you've got a clown show like the SNP in Scotland. So we're getting to dodgy political screening now. And we're meant to be playing a game about cars. Come on, let me at least get in front of one more of them before the race ends. I think I'm going to be fourth. Yeah, this car needs some upgrades to even compete with... See, this is the thing about, I think, how people don't know how much cars have improved. Is, so now let's say I change this car to, let's do the race again, but change it to a, like actual modern car, but one that's not very upgraded, just so I can make the point of how much easier these things are. Just, you know, like in terms of performance, like an engine from the 2010s is compared to an engine from so we'll go down on performance points, because that's how I've got them ranked, isn't it? There's no deer in this game, unless you mean John Deere, but there's not deer in the game, because it's a racing game. So, yeah, my Abarth is still performance points way ahead of some of those cars. But, so, yeah, let's go with a... I'm looking for something that's, like, not really a sports car, but not stupidly good either. Let's see whatever this Japanese Copen 02 is. I don't even actually know, but... I like Swiss guns, and I cannot lie. Oh, I see it's a little Jap coupe. Okay. Hi, Rajiv. Oh, I do like its little, clean little looking, thing. But yeah, oh, look how much easier it is when you actually have a car with, like, a good, modern engine in it. But yeah, one of the cool things, I don't think they've done it for every car yet, but they said about in, like, the latest update, is they're doing a thing where you can swap out engines and cars. So in theory, I suspect it means you can actually get the old cars and make them stupidly high performance, like people actually do in reality. you know, where you find a similar weight size engine to an original car's engine, but you get one that just is so much more efficient in terms of like power performance. And in a minute I should do this race again with one of the top tier cars, just to show again how much easier it is again if you have like a stupidly good car for a race like this. Right, so there we go. We went from being fourth in actually a pretty good old vintage car to now first in, like, I don't know how modern that car is. It does say so many years of their production, but... Oh, like 2002 then, 02. Right, now let's do that particular race again. Gran Turismo 7, Rajiv. Sadly, there's not a Yugo. I would love a racing game like this with Trabants, Yugos, you know, all the commie crap in there. That would be great. Especially if you could just trash them with Western cars. But sadly, no, there are not communist shit cars in this game. Right, so let's now do it again. With whatever the... I won't do it with the Roadster, because that's kind of cheating, but let's do the Camaro, whatever it is. So some, like, Camaro, probably, like, NASCAR-y kind of thing. Although I do kind of like the idea of getting something like a Trabant and then putting a stupidly good engine in it. Oh, I'm already going too fast. Oh, no. Oh, it's actually quite hard to drive on this track with a car this fast. Look at her go. Yeah, exactly, that sort of thing. Because that's what I wish you could do to a full extent of all the cars in this. You know, get, a really old car and upgrade, because like I found like in GT5, like I stuck for ages with the Golf I had in real life, like the Mark IV GTI, and then I just literally got that, and yeah, I'm not getting a clean race bonus, so I care anymore. But yeah, it comes to a point where you can't upgrade the cars any further, which is actually kind of not true in reality, because you know, I've seen some stupid videos online of people putting, like, completely overpowered engines, you know, in cars. Like, if you look at the horsepower and torque some, you know, some World War II fighters had, for example. Imagine if you could fit, like, a World War II, like, high-end fighter engine into a car. It's just, oh, I find it funny. Yeah, I won't get a clean race bonus for that. Not that I need one. But yeah, so that is quite funny when you have a stupidly OP car like that. Right, how many credits do I have now? Because what I want to do is get that old thing I had and upgrade it a bit. I'm trying to remember what the car dealer is, like the usual one, like rather than the used cars one. Is that Brand Central? With Renault, can you get the equivalent of what the Sandero is? I suppose that would just be a Clio, wouldn't it? Yeah, because the Sandero essentially is a Clio because they're made using nearly all the same parts by, because Dacia is owned by Renault, so it's kind of like funny if you buy a Sandero, you are essentially just buying a Clio with a different badge on it for a much reduced price. And if you open the thing up, it's all Renault parts under the hood anyway, which is kind of the funny thing I like about my car. That, you know, it's that thing of, oh, you've got a cheap ass car, but it's actually, you know, a car that retails much higher, just with a different badge on it. And again, that's the annoying thing, that you used to get that with some of the other brands of cars as well. Like, I think when Skoda was first bought out by like VW, you could get like those for really good prices for what they were. But then unfortunately, you know, I think over time they just started, you know, raising the price of those. And I think it was the same thing with Seat and some of the others. I'd actually, like I said, if the electric cars, because they don't make a noise, I'd love a Jericho trumpet on it so you could do the Stuka siren as you rev past people. But yeah, at some point I'll have to get that in the game, so I've got the closest equivalent to my car in the game. Because the 2018 Renault, not Renault, 2018 Dacia Sandero is basically, yeah, that version of the Clio as far as I'm aware. You know, very similar body kit because it was used nearly all the same parts. Would have been the same engine underneath. What is its engine? Slightly better engine actually if it's 216 brake horsepower. Mine's 90 brake horsepower, but I've got an eco engine in mine. But again, I know they did do a sports Sandero, but sadly I don't think that was ever sold in the UK. Again, that's the like trophy one, isn't it? Not just the standard one. But I think for safety reasons, some electric cars should make a noise if you want to flick it on, just because you can't hear electric cars coming, which is kind of the creepy thing. What's wicked fabrication then? Oh, a very old thing. It's kind of annoying you can't get Chinese cars in this, and I know why that is. It's because the game's made by a Japanese company, but still, it's kind of annoying just when you actually want to play a game because cars are in it, not because of the politics. Because again, like, things like that fit Hybrid 14. I actually just generally like cars like that, you know, the fairly, like, you know, very good fuel consumption, petrol, diesel sort of, you know, just road cars. Although you should always put a turbo on it. That thing looks quite fun. But anyway, we're going to start upgrading, weren't we, my other car. So let's go back to my garage. I'll check for you in a second. Honda Insight. I mean, you can get the 70s muscle cars in this, but yeah, you mean the electric cars, yeah. I think you should just have a playlist, like with a mobile phone of old ringtones. Like, you have to pick a sound if it's done as a safety thing in your country, but you can choose the noise. So you could have, like, Stuka siren, yeah, muscle car noise. You know, anything like that, that'd be funny. So it was the Abarth 85, wasn't it? Oh, I did already own that one. But I owned one in blue before, did I? Yeah, I owned it in blue before. Which one shall I think I prefer it in black, actually. Oh well, I bought a car I already own in the game, never mind, how sad. That happens a lot, because again, it tells you you don't own a car if you don't own it in the same colour when it pops up again. Yeah, oh yeah, Merlin engine sound would be great. Right, let's go back to the car I was actually wanting to upgrade. That thing. Yeah, I'll have the one in black. Right, okay, so let's see if I can upgrade this a bit. Is that tuning shop here, GT Auto? I can't remember. Ah, yeah, tuning shop. So let's just do the cheap upgrades to start with. Sports computer, okay. Sports air filters, okay. I'll just put all of these in until I run out of money. Because I just basically want the things that make the car better. Of course, I want to do weight reduction to make, you know, a car that only weighs 700 kilos even less, just because that's funny. Oh, can I go to keep doing the weight reduction ones? Can I afford that at the moment? Right, I need some more money for weight reduction stage 3. But we could bore up the engine. See if I can win that first race of this now. So ultimate, I mean, don't know if it means you can... Ah, yeah, there's the new engine option. So, yes, eventually we can get to the stage of this where we can stupidly upgrade this car to the point it's, yeah, not even this car anymore. But I don't know if it's still, like, you know, it's done to be kind of in line with what the car was originally like. Because, like I said, I don't think they let you, unfortunately, get a vintage car and then put, you know, a stupidly good new engine in it. Right, go little Abarth, go. You weigh less now and you've got a slightly better engine. I want you to do well. He's ramming me. I'll get a copyright strike if I come there. No, I'm definitely doing better than last time with this. Seeing as car number 4 I'm going to overtake soon and we're on lap 3 of 5. Now to see if I can get in a better position in the last 2 laps than I did before. Yep, that's the date of my birthday. Well done for remembering it. Yeah, I've had scorpions before. Then the scorpion I had that lived quite a few years died, you know, like obviously a few years after I had it, as I said, lived a few years. But yeah, they're quite easy animals to look after, scorpions. I imagine a lot of arachnids are, because they're pretty good at surviving in the wild. Right, so that car is definitely better than it was. So what I need to do now is see if I can upgrade it enough to get actually to the first place in a race. Oh, can I... How do you sell cars in this? I know they added that as an option. It's either in garaged or the used cars place you sell it. Because I might as well sell the duplicate I've got this car that isn't upgraded, just for some easy credits. Maybe it is just the used cars bit you go to. Car valuation service, is that it? Ah, there we go, yep, alright. I've already completed the game Class 2 Instructor. I'm more looking for the duplicate cars, where, you know, I've accidentally bought the same car multiple times or whatever. But again, a lot of these you're not going to get very much for, are you? I'll have a look for you to see if there's a Honda Insight in a minute. See, like, some of those Porsches are actually quite valuable. Oh, by variation, I don't want that. I just want, how do we sort it then? Because it says up, down, but that doesn't sort it, does it? How do I sort it then? That's not circle. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll just do that. Let's do by valuation descending order. So I've got some cars that are worth over $1 million. That's good to know if I ever just wanted money in this. Let's just go to like the bottom of my list. There's that one that was actually just oh, there's the blue Abarth. There we go. I'll get rid of that one just because of the fact, like I said, it's a duplicate of the car I'm currently using. Right, if I don't know if it's Brand Central that shows you every car in the game or not. Because I thought there was a way you could see like the entire list of cars in the game, but what's legend cars? They're just the really high-end ones. Yeah. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. No, stop, stop, stop. No, I don't want to know about racing etiquette. No, I don't want to do this. I was trying to look at the cars at Brand Central. So Honda Insight. So that'd be Asia, Honda. Not that I can see, but I don't know if this is every Honda car in the game or if it's just the ones it lets you outright buy. Because, for example, I think if I go to the Volkswagen, for example, Germany. Yeah, see, like, obviously, the earlier Golf GTIs aren't on here, despite the fact they're in the game. So, yeah, sadly, I don't think there's a way you can just get up an index without going on Wikipedia of every car in the game. Because that's sort of what, you know, would actually be kind of good to do, is just look at the stuff you could get. Whatever. Yeah, I know there's used cars, but yeah, that's what I was saying earlier when I was selling the duplicate one. But my point was Class 2 Instructor. I was wondering if there was just a way you could get a list up in the game of every single car that's in the game, sort of thing. Because I know with the garage you can do the car collection thing, but I don't know if it will tell you the cars you don't own. So car collection. So yeah, they're just like locked hidden things that are annoying. So there's 474 different cars in the game, but annoyingly, yeah, it doesn't actually tell you the names of what you don't have. So you'd have to just look on Wikipedia, you know, where there'll be a games wiki of this. So anyway, now that I've got 22,000 credits again, let's put some more upgrades in this car. I thought with the used cars you can't get, it's just because they're on like a random rotation. Right, Nick? Because I thought that was the thing people hated about since like GT5, that whenever it was, that they introduced the mechanic of those cars, but you know, it's that annoying thing where you can't sort of get them until they very rarely pop up. That actually makes my car worse. Oh no, I don't want to restore it to factory settings. No. Sport soft. Should we just keep doing the weight stage ones to begin with? Can I afford that? No. Oh, well. That's out my budget range as well. So I'm just looking if there's any more of these I can afford at the moment. I can do the racing manifold. Power restrictor, no thank you. No, I can do... Oh, no, I can't quite afford those two. I can do sports suspension, even though it won't really do much. But right, we'll see if this car's marginally better now. I mean, it's only had a couple of like brake horsepower improvements, but we'll try it again on that racetrack before I go off. Yeah, that's the annoying thing, Nick, that Gran Turismo is one of my favourite of like racing game series, but again, it's PlayStation exclusive. I know there's like other not PlayStation, I said I was going to say that I know there's other good PC sims, but I just quite like the Gran Turismo series. It's a bit like if you like Call of Duty or something, and then we're annoyed that, you know, you couldn't get that on a certain console. Let's try this one again now with this car. Now it should go even slightly faster. Yeah, this is definitely better than it was before, isn't it? Even from just the last race. But again, like I was saying, if you bought one of the like just alright modern cars, like, you know, not even a sports car, just like an okay road car, these races are even easier. You know, only doing like one or two upgrades, but the point I was making is I kind of like getting the old cars in this and just making them stupidly good. Yeah, there we go. So we finally got that car to actually be able to come into first place. Oh, there we go. We get one of these stupidly rigged reward tickets that people complained about, where it shows you a list of rewards you could win, but the stakes are actually not, you know, where it's like, if it's like, looks like a roulette wheel thing, it's like, yeah, the roulette wheel isn't actually equal chances for these things. It's rigged. Probably Nürburgring or whatever it's called. That really twisty German one. It's quite long though. That's the only problem doing it now on the stream, and I'm going off in a few minutes. That even one lap in Nürburgring, whatever it's called, is. I'll get the design of it up for you though. Receive this gift, yes. Right. So unless they've changed this, generally the lowest tier reward is always the one you win. Okay. That maybe they have changed that then. Yes. Okay. I'm not used to that, so unless that was just really good luck, you don't normally win a fucking good car from these tickets. Let's change this now. I'll give this a quick test. It might have done, I don't actually know. I just know it's like one of those loads of twisty... Like, I even find it difficult driving with, like, the driving assist on in this game. Like, if you were to drive a road car on it at sensible speed, it's probably fine, but... Oh, I wanted to use my new car. Okay, garage. Change car. It was this one, wasn't it? I just unlocked. Yeah. I wonder how much this is actually worth to sell. I'm not going to sell it. I just want to check to see what like this is actually worth as a cash reward from, you know, like the thing I just did. Car valuation service. Let's check it by valuation descending order. Okay, so this car... It's not the Focus one, is it? It's the Subaru. There it is. So yeah, it's 114,000 credits. So that's actually a really good reward for one of these. Normally you get like the 5,000 credits thing or whatever. Right, let's see if I can just use this in a race. Annoyingly, I think because that's an off-road car, I don't think it actually lets me technically put it on a lot of the racetracks. But yeah, this is Nürburgring. If you have a look at that track, it's mostly all those like little twisty bits. Like the straights are obviously quite simple, but yeah, it's obviously the sort of a couple of the bits like where the red dot's going around now, and it's going to be going around in a minute, which is obviously those really sharp bends where it's sort of quick acceleration and a really sharp bend. Yeah, annoyingly, this car isn't a road car. Is there, I'm just trying to see if there's a thing I can quickly put this car on and give it a test, but... Actually, can I put on that really big, long track? Which one's this? Is it Blue Moon Bay Speedway? There's one that's like literally, oh, it's this one. Special Stage Route X, which is just basically a really long track. Right, no, I'll just do this once. This is the easy one for just farming money on. Because what I can do, look, is just get my Camaro up, enter this race, and then just literally hold down accelerate. It's like essentially an AFK-able track. Oh, I'll be back, he says. Yeah, look at this thing go. They're saying once you end up having a really high-end car, this is just a money farm track. Because you can just literally slipstream into first, then hold down without actually... Well, again, I think that's the difference, isn't it, between like lots of the 1970s cars and the other stuff that, like the F1 cars were obviously a lot more deadly back in the day. You know, where they fucking exploded and shit like that. And like Michael Schumacher did more damage to himself, didn't he, while skiing than when he was actually an F1 driver. He smashed his head on a rock or something. I still can't remember if he died or not, or if he's just like a vegetable. Or if he actually made a recovery, I don't know. But it's just one of those things I remember was like really bad when it happened. But... So I can actually read the comments easier on this. Oh, that's actually good, Nick. But yeah, because it's like one of those things where if you've not heard about it in ages, you don't know if the person's died or not, you know, or like never recovered. Yeah, so it's like the protective thing the car has obviously does its job to the extent that like what would have decapitated you or broken your neck, you know, you can actually survive. Like I said, this is a bloody easy track because you just hold down accelerate. Like I said, I only normally do this one if I want to earn money easily in the game. Yeah, so again, it's like, yeah, they don't just burn to a crisp. To be honest, back in the day, they could have probably had asbestos suits. It would have been actually fairly alright, but yeah, it's still the point, isn't it? There's lots of things like that that, you know, if those features weren't there, there's all the different ways you could die: be decapitated, be burned alive, you know, all those sort of things. Do you have going to gym? I've got weights at home. I don't pay money to go to the nearby gym. There's no point if you've got weights in your house. And with my job, I actually get a lot of exercise doing work, so... There we go. Why must I go to the gym and waste money then? Yeah, I suppose that makes sense, yeah. I suppose at least if they've not got the you're going to accidentally explode mechanic to them, it's better that they thermal throttle than, you know, just heat up to the point the battery explodes in the car. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Like I said, Gran Turismo 7's actually quite fun to play now and then, especially when there's been a load of content added. The problem for me, Nick, is that there's not many that are easy to get to without paying, like, bus fares to get to them. As in, like, even if I had my car at the moment, a lot of them are, like, in annoying places to get to. And I don't like the idea of sitting in traffic for 30 minutes each way, you know, to do that. Like, regardless of what the people are like there, you know, a lot of the gyms are just in stupid to access places near where I am. Like, you know, because I'm not actually living in a city centre. Like, if you're in a city centre, it's probably quite convenient. But, Alright, yeah, have a good day, everybody.